on the apps, in the clubs, on the street, and in the social circle, what works, what doesn't, and how you can move women that you find attractive and desirable into your life, and then they can ride along. So we always start with a Maxim through Chateau Heartiste. And today it's Maxim number 12. Share that with you. The cumulative experience with hot women imbues the womanizer with a genuinely aloof aura that attracts even more women to him. Corollary to Maxim 12. If you don't have an adequate amount of aloofness inducing experience with hot women, act like you do. There's really two, maybe three major things here. One is the momentum you get. Well, let me qualify this first. Experience with hot women. A woman only has to be hot to you. A lot of guys, you can work your way up. As your experience and your confidence builds, you can move your way up from like 6s to 6.5 to 7, 7.5, and then you'll start maybe hit an 8 every few months. That is important to know, because a lot of guys, they kind of get down on themselves, are like, she's all right. And he can, as long as it's your value, like what you find attractive, that's all that matters. What's hot to you is all that matters. So don't let this be a sliding scale of like where you see like these guys picking up these Instagram models and, guys going out with girls that make their money off of their looks alone. You don't have to compare yourself to that. And quite often, once you get the makeup off and get girls in the morning and you see them, they almost all look the same. And it's not always good. It's shocking over time how much different women look once you get the makeup off. You meet up with them and you pick them up in the morning, or they wake up in your bed and you're like, holy shit. So hot means hot to you. The cumulative experience. This is one of those things where we tell guys, once you kind of get game, and you kind of give off that air of a guy that's having sex regularly with a couple of girls, you become more relaxed. The way you carry yourself is more confident. A lot of this is unconscious or subconscious, just the way you move, because you're pretty satisfied. You're not desperate. It's like a sales guy who's been making a sale every 6 hours for the last 6 months. If he misses this one, that's okay. There's another guy coming in a few minutes. He'll sell him. And when you have that aura about about women can pick up on that, and it makes you more attractive. It's kind of like in sales again. The sale you have to make, the one you will miss, because it'll come off. You'll have that desperation, that anxiety will come through in your presentation. And the same thing happens with women is if you haven't had sex in a year or 2 years, and this is your only hope for it, it starts to build. Then you miss her. Then the next one comes along and you're like even more desperate. So the exact opposite is true too. When you are doing well, it imbues an aloof aura, because you're not that desperate for if you miss with her, that's okay. There's another. It's girls are like buses. There's another one coming every 10 minutes. So you have to keep that in mind, and you can fake it till you make it. I had to do this after I got divorced. I wasn't sure if anything would work, but you have to literally carry yourself like you just got out of bed with 2 women when you're meeting up with a new girl. You have to kind of like calm yourself down. If I miss, that's okay. There's another one. The more relaxed you are, the more relaxed you'll come across. And again, you'll become genuinely aloof. And aloof doesn't mean disinterested. It means open either way. If she stays, great. If she leaves, great. Either way, I'm going to be fine. And even if you don't have experience, you can fake it. This is one of those things that guys, it's one of those, they get kind of, what'd you say, hung up on it. But almost everything that you become a master at, you have to fake expertise at it before you ever become an expert. I mean, it's just like, if you're playing a sport, you have to mentally imagine, you have to go to bat, you have to practice your swing over and over, and you have to believe that you can do this. You have to believe you can play pro ball. You have to believe that you can get through the minors. You have to believe you can play pro ball even when you're in the little leagues. You got to believe that, and your swing starts becoming more natural as you do it over and over. But you get better. You have to believe that you can connect with the ball. You have to believe that you can pick up this woman, and you will. So even if, and we always say this in our world, act as if, and over time, you will be doing exactly what you're imagining. The cumulative experience with hot women imbues the womanizer with a genuinely aloof aura that attracts even more women to him. Corollary to Maxim number 12. If you don't have an adequate amount of aloofness-inducing experience with hot women, act like you do. It's just like one of the guys asked, he's running he's building up his rotation. He's at the very forefront of starting to have some success with women. He's in a transition period. Over here, he woke up in the morning. He had 2 good morning texts from 2 girls that he had went out with that week. And he also had 2 more dates in the next 2 days with 2 other women. He said, how do I not fuck this up? And I gave him like 6 points to be looking out for, but I had to encourage him and give him a heads up. When this thing starts happening, women are going to start having sex with you faster. They're going to start having sex with you on the first or second date. So don't be surprised. And they're going to shit test you less because you come pre-approved. That relaxed demeanor that all players, playboys, fuckboys, guys with experience with women, that relaxed demeanor they have around women of comfort, it just causes women to shit test them less. And there's no, is this guy good enough to bang? Well, obviously some girls are already banging him now. Therefore, he must be good enough. So things start happening faster, and then you actually start picking up momentum. And once you have the experience, nobody can take the experience away from you. Like Robert says, borrow confidence from your own future. Again, projection. Where will I be? And then you will be there. It's crazy. It's weird juju stuff. Some guys can't wrap their head around it, but that's okay, because the 80% that can use this, and you can apply it to your game, and you will become more successful more quickly, and then you'll have momentum. And that's even one of Royce's sayings, is he would say, respect the momentum. And that's one of those things you have to you'll start seeing, like with game, even if you're online, it's almost like any sport. Like you'll have winning streaks, you'll have losing streaks, you'll hit singles, you'll hit a home run here or there. A lot of it is just everything comes in these big cycles. People come and go. So I'm going to go backwards a little bit, because some of the stuff